Good morning, everyone. I am getting ready to do an interview with an occupational therapist, Kimberly. I might remember her from our last interview, but we're going to be doing a whole series on occupational therapy, how to make your life easier. So, why am I showing you a video of my massively attitude chicken? Um, Today's interview is going to be how to feed yourself as someone who has disabilities or someone who has chronic illness. So we're just going to be talking about some easier ways that work for Kimberly and for myself, and hopefully they'll work for you. And if you have other things that work for you, please let us know. So why are you looking at my chickens? I do have chickens. I've got some wonderful girls here, and part of why I have them is because I can't always get to the grocery store. No, I don't eat them. They are very safe. We treat them very nicely here, and we live in a suburban area, so we have a very small backyard, but it's more than enough for them, and they really enjoy running around just our little tiny backyard. Chicken feed, isn't that a great view of that's Boudica, by the way. She is basically a velociraptor with feathers. But they kind of have the run of the backyard area, which I keep packed with sages, which is a really good hummingbird draw. Also, if you get one sage and you are budget minded, it's really easy just to break off a branch of a sage and plop it in some wet ground, and it will usually grow a whole new plant. If you're kind of looking around, I'm sorry, it's really messy right now. It's we're doing the pruning for the year, but I also have trees just in pots. And a cool thing that you might not know about fruit trees is that you can cut the top of them to whatever size will work for you. And if you just have like a small area, you can often have a whole bunch of. We have less than 6,000 square feet, and I have an entire orchard of fruit trees. Here, I'll try to show you before the sun comes in. Those are like two different apple trees, and everything I grow pretty much is food. So we live in a hot area, so I have vines growing over my chicken coop. And those are passion fruit vines and thornless blackberries and grapes. So that's just one small idea. If you happen to have a backyard, maybe chickens aren't a thing for you, but if you even have like a trellising system like this, I am growing roses and grapes in these and strawberries in these little areas here. I have blood oranges over here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make anyone dizzy. But just to give you a general idea, just in like a little bit of space, I have a ton of our food growing. So I'm going to put this on pause and I'm going to head back in. This is probably like my most biodiverse little pot here. I have a goji berry growing here. And then I have aloe for cuts and skin and burns. I get burns all the time. My skin flakes off like crazy. Strawberries, and then I have a poppy. So you can even grow an entire fruit guild in one pot. And my little trick is I go to factory stores that sell pots, and I buy the ones with cracks in them. So I think I bought this giant pot for $20. And I even get them completely fragmented and just mix up some resin and get it all together. So you can do an entire fruit guild in one pot. You can also go and grab branches of things and put them in with some water and some sugar and see if they'll grow roots. If they grow roots for about a month, you can put that in the ground. So that's just another way to save money and have a just either a balcony garden, or I'm going to show you how I garden indoors as well. So you just want to put some dirt in, and then you can put any plant for whatever sun sort of thing you have here. This is a Goda Cola, I believe is how it's pronounced. I can't remember, to be terribly honest, but I just munch on the leaves whenever I come into the kitchen, and it's a good way just to get some extra greens. You can grow microgreens the same way, and you can even grow microgreens in an old takeout delivery container. You can just do a small layer of soil, just punch some holes out with a knife at the bottom just so that there's a little bit of drainage going. Spread some seeds. I think you can get the seeds right now for $4 or $5 and just snip off the tops of the seeds as they grow. Great way to do that. Okay, here is my saving grace. This is how dinners get made. This is an Instapot. Honestly, I almost never use the Instapot feature. I could have really just gone with the slow cooker, and I believe those are on sale on Amazon right now for anywhere between $10 and $300, depending on what you want to spend. But I have energy in the mornings. I can barely sit up in the evenings. So I can start a full dinner just from my Instapot, and that works out really, really well. Now, I can't tell you how many times my toaster saves my tail as far as quick dinners, and just sourdough bread with a little bit of marinara sauce and throw some shredded cheese on. And in less than 3 minutes, I actually have something that sort of passes for a dinner. That's really on some of my more brutal days, but it absolutely works. So I came back out here so you'd have pretty views. So I'm getting ready to interview Kimberly. We'll have a whole bunch more things to talk about and other things that can really work for you for feeding yourself. Now, getting groceries, that can be a real challenge. We're definitely going to be discussing different ways that can happen. But I definitely want to hear from you guys. All of us live in different areas. We have different privilege levels. We have different things that are actually available and accessible to us. I know some of us live on Amazon delivery or Postmates or Uber Eats. I definitely hear that from some people. I can't and don't. I do use the Amazon delivery service. I wish I didn't have to, but if I can't get groceries, that's the way for me to do it. So I really want to hear from you guys on how you're able to feed yourselves, whether you kind of do like a mishmash of a mini homestead like I kind of have going, or if you live in a city, how you're able to make that happen. So comment below, let me know what works for you, and take a listen to the